When McKenna Grace first stepped onto the set of Young Sheldon as Paige Swanson, she had no idea she was about to become one of the show's most unforgettable guest stars. Paige, the equally gifted foil to Sheldon Cooper, challenged his intellect, provoked his insecurities, and gave audiences a glimpse into an alternate version of what Sheldon's life might have been like, with a little more emotional range and a slightly less complicated family dynamic. And yet, despite the memorable role, McKenna Grace still finds herself surprised when fans recognize her as Paige. "It always catches me off guard," she said in a recent interview, laughing. "People will come up to me and say, 'Wait, were you Paige on Young Sheldon?' And I'll go, 'Yeah, that was me,' and then they'll freak out. It's so sweet, but I never expected." But why is she so surprised? McKenna Grace is no stranger to the spotlight. With a career that began before most kids even learned division, Grace has been in everything from The Haunting of Hill House to Gifted, Ghostbusters, Afterlife, and even The Handmaid's Tale, for which she earned an Emmy nomination. So, what makes her role as Paige different? The answer lies somewhere between the show's cultural reach, the intensity of Paige's storyline, and the quiet power of episodic television. A guest star who became a fan favorite, Paige Swanson wasn't meant to be a central character. Introduced in Season 2, Paige was another child prodigy, brought into Sheldon's life to shake up his world. But audiences immediately connected with her. Unlike Sheldon, Paige was not only intellectually brilliant but also emotionally aware, something that made her both a rival and a mirror for Sheldon's character. The show explored her loneliness, her frustration at being treated like a curiosity by adults, and her slow unraveling in later episodes, a storyline that quietly broke the hearts of viewers everywhere. McKenna Grace's performance added layers to Paige that transcended the writing. She gave the character an edge, a spark of defiance tempered by vulnerability. It was clear that beneath the surface of this clever, sarcastic girl was someone deeply human, someone, perhaps, more relatable than Sheldon himself. "When I was filming those episodes, I didn't think it would have such a lasting impact," Grace admitted. "I thought I was just popping in for a few scenes. But the way people connected to Paige really blew me away." The power of the small screen. It's easy to forget how much of an impact a recurring TV role can have, especially when an actor has done big-budget films and high-profile dramas. But Young Sheldon, with its steady viewership and wide audience range, gave Paige Swanson a kind of reach that few roles could. Unlike a movie, where a character might live in the public imagination for a few weeks around its release, television offers repetition. Paige didn't just show up once, she returned multiple times over several seasons. And with Young Sheldon's presence on streaming platforms, new viewers are discovering her all the time. That kind of lingering exposure keeps characters alive in a different way. Fans start to feel as if they know them. For many viewers, Paige wasn't just another precocious child. She was the smart kid who wasn't smug, the one who asked for help, the one who visibly struggled with the pressure of being exceptional. "It's wild," Grace said. "I'll have someone come up to me and say, 'You helped me understand what it felt like to be different.' Or they'll talk about how they saw themselves in Paige, how her story made them feel seen. And it's just amazing. I didn't expect that kind of reaction from a role that felt so small at the time." McKenna Grace. The chameleon. Part of the reason fans are so surprised when they realize McKenna Grace played Paige is because Grace disappears into her roles. From the innocent child genius and Gifted to the haunted teen in The Handmaid's Tale, she transforms herself so thoroughly that it's hard to pin her down. "Paige looks different from how I usually look in real life," she said with a grin. "Different hair, different wardrobe, and I was younger, too. So sometimes people will recognize my voice before they recognize my face. They'll be like, 'Wait, are you?' and then it clicks." There's also the fact that Grace has grown up. Literally. Child stars often go through a phase where audiences don't recognize them anymore because they're no longer the pint-sized versions of themselves that people remember from the screen. As of 2025, Grace is entering adulthood with a career most actors twice her age would envy. Still, Paige Swanson holds a special place in her heart. "I'm proud of that character," she said. "She's complicated and real, and I think her story was really important. There are so many kids who feel like her, who are smart but lonely, or different, or just trying to figure out where they fit in." The Paige effect. The success of Paige Swanson is a testament to how even supporting characters can resonate deeply when they're written and portrayed authentically. While Sheldon is the star of the show, it's characters like Paige who offer depth, contrast, and emotional stakes. Fans continue to ask if Paige will return in a future spin-off, such as Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage or any other continuation of the Big Bang Theory universe. Grace is open to the idea but cautious about expectations. I don't know what's in store, she said, but if they ever brought Paige back, I'd love to see where she ended up. Did she keep studying science? Did she rebel and go do something totally different? There's so much room to explore. Until then, McKenna Grace is keeping busy with film, music, and more. But every now and then, she'll get stopped at a coffee shop, or tagged in a nostalgic post on TikTok, and reminded of a brilliant, lonely girl named Paige who quietly changed how people saw gifted kids on TV. And she'll smile, because being recognized, even years later, for a role that touched people, is one of the best surprises an actor can get. Would you like this adapted into a script, a blog post, or maybe a YouTube video script?